It is strange to think one of the most complex worlds in our solar system is not a planet at all. Pluto is a small world. It sits at the cold, dark edge of our solar system. For decades, we knew it only as a faint point of light. We called it the ninth planet. Now, scientists have reclassified it. They call Pluto a dwarf planet. This new label does not make Pluto less interesting. In fact, the opposite is true. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union set a new planet definition. A planet must be round orbit the Sun have cleared its orbital path of other debris. Pluto meets the first two rules, but not the third. Its orbit is full of other Kuiper Belt objects. Pluto resides in a place of profound cold and darkness. It is incredibly far away from the Sun. On average, Pluto orbits at a distance of about 3.7 billion miles. On average, Pluto orbits at a distance of about 5.9 billion kilometers. This is nearly 40 times farther from the Sun than Earth is. The sunlight that reaches Pluto is faint and weak. It takes about 5.5 hours for light from the Sun to travel all the way to Pluto. If you were standing on Pluto's surface at noon, the Sun would appear as a very bright star in the sky. The light it provides would be similar to the twilight we experience on Earth just after the Sun has set. The surface of Pluto is one of the coldest places in the solar system. The average temperature hovers around a frigid minus 387 degrees Fahrenheit. The average temperature hovers around minus 232 degrees Celsius. At these extreme temperatures, familiar substances behave in very strange ways. Water, for example, is as hard as rock. The vast mountains on Pluto are not made of stone, but of this super hard water ice. Other materials that are gases on Earth are frozen solid on Pluto's surface. Nitrogen frozen solid. Methane frozen solid. They form vast plains of exotic ice that cover large portions of the dwarf planet. This frozen landscape seems like it should be static and unchanging, but we have discovered that it is not. Despite the intense cold, there is compelling evidence that Pluto may be warmer on the inside. The surface of Pluto is a stunning mosaic of different terrains. It is far more varied than anyone expected. The images sent back by the New Horizons spacecraft revealed a world of breathtaking beauty and geological diversity. There are towering mountains that reach heights of 2 to 3 kilometers. These peaks are made not of rock, but of solid water ice that acts as the planet's bedrock. There are also vast, smooth plains, deep valleys, fields of sharp, blade-like ice formations. One of the most prominent features is a large, heart-shaped plain named Tombaugh Regio. The western lobe of this heart, called Sputnik Planitia, is a massive glacier of frozen nitrogen. Sputnik Planitia is one of the most geologically active regions on Pluto. This vast basin is remarkably free of impact craters. This lack of craters tells scientists that the surface is very young, perhaps less than 10 million years old. The nitrogen ice in this plain appears to be slowly churning and convecting like a thick pot of oatmeal simmering on a stove. This slow movement erases craters and reshapes the landscape over time. This activity is driven by the faint heat coming from Pluto's interior. Pluto also has a very thin atmosphere. It is a tenuous envelope of gas composed mostly of nitrogen, with smaller amounts of methane, carbon monoxide. This atmosphere is created when ices on the surface sublimate, turning directly from a solid into a gas as Pluto gets slightly warmer in its orbit. The atmosphere is very fragile and dynamic. When Pluto moves farther away from the Sun in its long orbit, much of the atmosphere is expected to freeze and fall back onto the surface like snow. This creates a seasonal cycle, but one that lasts for decades rather than months. The thin air also creates layers of haze high above the surface, which can be seen when Pluto passes in front of a star. Section 4. An unusual dance through space. Pluto's journey around the Sun is unlike that of the 8 major planets. Its orbit is highly elliptical, shaped like a stretched-out oval rather than a circle. This makes Pluto's distance from the Sun vary dramatically. At its closest point, Pluto is about 2.75 billion miles away. At its farthest, it drifts beyond 4.5 billion miles. Sometimes Pluto's orbit even crosses Neptune's path. From 1979 to 1999, Pluto was actually closer to the Sun than Neptune. They won't collide. Their orbits are tilted and locked in a stable resonance. A full Plutonian orbit takes an immense time. One Plutonian year equals 248 Earth years. Since discovery in 1930, Pluto hasn't completed half an orbit. That long orbit drives extreme seasons. Pluto also has a very long day. It rotates once every 153 hours, about 6.4 Earth days. That slow spin is tidally locked with Charon. The two are locked in a gravitational embrace, always showing the same face to each other. Pluto travels with 5 known moons. The largest is Charon. Discovered in 1978, Charon is nearly half Pluto's size. Many call Pluto Charon a double dwarf planet. They orbit each other only about 12,200 miles apart. That's less than the distance between London and Sydney. Charon orbits in 6.4 Earth days, the same as Pluto's rotation. From one side of Pluto, Charon would hang motionless in the sky. Beyond Charon are 4 much smaller moons: Styx, Nix, Hydra, Kerberos. These moons are small and irregularly shaped, like cosmic potatoes. They were discovered by the Hubble Space Telescope between 2005 and 2012. Unlike Charon, they rotate chaotically. They tumble through space around the Pluto-Charon system. Section 5. The New Horizons flyby and a lingering mystery. For most of human history, Pluto was a little more than a fuzzy dot in our most powerful telescopes. Our understanding of it was based on distant observations and a lot of guesswork. That all changed on July 14, 2015. On that day, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft flew past Pluto and its moons, giving humanity its first ever close-up look at this distant world. After a journey of more than 9 years and 3 billion miles, the probe sped through the system, gathering as much data as it could in a few short hours. The images and information it sent back to Earth were nothing short of revolutionary. They transformed our view of Pluto from a simple point of light into a vibrant and complex world. The New Horizons mission revealed a world that nobody had predicted. The pictures showed stunning landscapes with towering mountains of water ice, vast plains of frozen nitrogen, ancient cratered highlands. We saw evidence of glaciers flowing, a hazy atmosphere, a surprisingly colorful surface, red, white, black. The mission provided detailed information about Pluto's size, composition, temperature. It also gave us our first clear views of Charon and the smaller moons. Charon itself proved to be a fascinating world, with its own canyons, mountains, and a mysterious dark red polar cap. The flyby was a monumental achievement in planetary exploration. Even with all the new data from New Horizons, Pluto remains a world of deep mystery. The mission answered many questions, but it also raised many new ones. The biggest puzzle is how Pluto can be so geologically active. A world so small and so far from the Sun should have frozen solid billions of years ago. Yet, we see evidence of recent surface activity, flowing glaciers, and possible cryovolcanoes that erupt icy slush instead of lava. The existence of a subsurface ocean is the most tantalizing explanation, but we do not have direct proof yet. Future missions may one day be sent to orbit, or even land on Pluto to solve these lingering questions. Pluto teaches us a valuable lesson about the universe. It reminds us not to make assumptions. It shows that even the smallest and most distant objects can hold incredible surprises. Long considered a cold, dead rock at the edge of the solar system, Pluto has revealed itself to be a dynamic and active world with a complex history. It is a testament to the diversity of worlds that exist in our own cosmic backyard. As we continue to explore the outer reaches of the solar system, Pluto will stand as a symbol of discovery. It is a small world that defied all expectations and forever expanded our sense of wonder, inviting us to keep looking, keep questioning, and keep exploring.